And a lawyer is revealing new details about the alleged plot to steal Graceland, Elvis Presley's famous estate.
FBI discovers secret tunnel under Elvis Presley's Graceland. They turn pale when they see what's inside. This shocking revelation comes as the latest development in a series of investigations surrounding the iconic estate. The investigation led to the discovery of a secret room within Graceland.
Elvis Presley's Graceland property. The Justice Department said Lisa Findley falsely claimed Presley's daughter, Lisa Marie,
which had been hidden from public view for years. This is not just a story, it's the beginning of something massive. And you're going to want to stay till the very end because the last detail, the one buried at the bottom of that tunnel, that's the part nobody saw coming. Let's dig in. Why was the FBI investigating Graceland in the first place? It all started in May 2024 when out of nowhere, bam! This random, unheard of company called Nosany Investments and Private Lending LLC popped up talking about how they were going to auction off Graceland. Yes, Graceland. Elvis Presley's sacred, legendary, can't touch this estate. You mean who just casually announces that they're foreclosing on Graceland like it's a used pickup truck? Doesn't that just sound shady off the bat? Apparently, they claimed that Lisa Marie Presley, Elvis's only daughter, had taken out this $3.8 million loan back in 2018 and used Graceland, the 13-acre historically protected estate, as collateral. Crazy, right? And supposedly, she defaulted on that loan before she died in January 2023. But here's the thing, nobody in the Presley family or the Graceland team had ever heard of this so-called Nosany company before. Like, who are these people? That's when Riley Keough, Lisa Marie's daughter, and Elvis's granddaughter, mind you, stepped in and was like, hold up, absolutely not. She didn't just talk the talk either. She came through with a 60-page lawsuit to stop the madness, and the court took her seriously. Shelby County Chancellor Joe Day Jenkins actually hit pause on the auction, saying that the paperwork Nosany submitted looked super sketchy. What on earth is hiding under Elvis Presley's beloved Graceland mansion? The FBI sure wasn't expecting this when they started digging. A secret tunnel, hidden in plain sight, led them somewhere so chilling they turned pale on the spot. You won't believe what they found, and trust me, you'll want to stick around till the very end for the full picture. You've got to imagine the sheer relief mixed with outrage the Presley family must have felt. Can you imagine waking up to a headline that some mysterious company is trying to steal your grandfather's house? But oh no, this thing didn't stop there. It started unraveling like a bad mystery novel written by someone who had no idea how loans or real estate even work. Tennessee's Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti stepped in and was like, yes, something's not right here. He even said his office had been battling fraud against homeowners for years. But Graceland? That's a whole other level. And not long after, he decided this wasn't just a Tennessee issue, it needed federal eyes on it. So they kicked it up to the big leagues, handing it over to federal authorities to dig deeper. And when the feds started poking around, all the red flags you could imagine started waving at once. First off, Nosany Investments, this big time. Lenders supposedly holding a multi-million-dollar loan didn't even have the basic paperwork filed at the local deeds office. Not one. Like, literally nothing. Then it turned out they weren't even listed in any state corporate databases. Not in Missouri, not in Florida. Their listed addresses, just P.O. boxes. No real office, no real staff, and no one you could actually get on the phone because, surprise, they didn't even have a working number. No website either. Like, how do you run a multi-million-dollar lending company in 2024 without a single trace of your existence online? Make it make sense. And then came the real kicker, forged documents. Oh yes, things took a sharp left into true crime territory. There was this notary from Florida, Kimberly Philbrick, whose name and signature were on the documents Nosany submitted. Except, she swore she had never met Lisa Marie, never notarized anything for her, and had zero idea why her name was Evan on those papers. She flat out said someone forged her signature. Like, how brazen do you have to be to fake a notary's signature in the age of Google and background checks? And here's another clue that made investigators raise their eyebrows. The notarization. Had wording about online notarization, but the doc was dated 2018. Problem is, Online notarization wasn't even legal in Florida until 2020. So how did a document from 2018 contain language about a process that didn't exist yet? Spoiler alert, it didn't. That alone was enough to scream fake at the top of its lungs. But wait, it gets worse. Apparently Nosany was saying they had deed rights to Graceland, but they had never filed a quitclaim, never requested a substitute trustee's deed, never even filed a lien. And if you know even a tiny bit about how legit property loans work, those are all absolute must-dos. Basically, they skipped every step that would have made this foreclosure real. It was like they Googled how to steal a house and stopped reading halfway through the results page. By May 2024, a federal grand jury had been assembled, and the FBI started sniffing around. And who did they reach out to? Riley Keough's team. That's when you know it's serious. When the FBI wants to talk, it's game on. And just when everyone thought it couldn't get more bizarre, someone allegedly representing Nosany started sending emails to media outlets blaming a Nigerian fraud ring that targets old and dead people in the US. Like, what? Are we in a Netflix crime doc? Because that plot twist was so ridiculous, it almost felt like satire. Honestly, this whole thing feels like something out of a movie. Can you imagine the audacity it takes to try and snatch Graceland out from under Elvis's family using fake documents and a made-up loan from a non-existent company? Like, did they really think nobody would notice? That Graceland, one of the most famous homes in the entire world, could just quietly get auctioned off without someone saying, excuse me? And thank goodness for Riley. I mean, seriously. If she hadn't stepped up as fast and forcefully as she did, who knows how far this could have gone? She saw the red flags, hit the brakes, and made sure the right people got involved. And the fact that the Attorney General handed this off to federal investigators tells you exactly how shady this situation was. Because when things cross state lines and involve forged federal documentation, that's FBI territory all day long. It's still unfolding, and who knows what the grand jury will find, or who's really behind this whole thing. But one thing's clear. Whoever thought they could sneak away with Graceland forgot one major thing. You don't mess with Elvis's legacy. Not on Riley's watch. How did the FBI gain access to Elvis's private quarters? Graceland has always been like this sacred, untouchable Elvis shrine, the kind of place where even the dust is treated with reverence. Well, get this. After years and years of those upper rooms being completely off limits, like even VIP tours that cost thousands only make it to the stairs, the FBI just waltzed in there. Yes, they actually got permission to go into parts of the mansion that haven't been touched since the day Elvis died. So here's how it all spiraled into something straight out of a mystery novel. There's this shady company, Nosany Investments, that was already under investigation for some serious fraud. Turns out they allegedly tried to swindle Graceland right from under Riley Keough, Elvis's granddaughter and the sole trustee of the Presley estate. I mean, who does that? Who has the audacity to mess with Elvis Presley's legacy like that? Anyway, things were heating up real fast with this investigation, and the FBI needed to go deeper, literally. They had to examine the entire Graceland property, including those super private areas on the second floor that had been sealed off since 1977. I'm talking Elvis's actual bedroom, his bathroom, his little home, office, spaces that have basically been frozen in time for nearly 50 years. Now here's where it gets even more intense. Riley, bless her heart, made what must have been the hardest decision of her life. After consulting with experts and preservationists, and probably talking it over 1,000,000 times, she gave the FBI the green light to go upstairs. Upstairs, where her grandfather died, where everything has been kept exactly as it was, from his clothes to his books to his medications. Like, can you even imagine the emotional weight of that? But Riley said, essentially, no stone unturned. She wanted the truth, even if it meant opening doors that no one, not even the most diehard Elvis fans, had ever been allowed to walk through. Her spokesperson put it perfectly. This was an extraordinary situation, so it required extraordinary measures. And honestly, she handled it with the kind of grace and backbone you just don't see every day. But it wasn't like they just let the agents barge in with muddy boots or something. Oh no. The FBI worked with Graceland's preservation specialists and came in with a plan that was super respectful. We're talking minimally invasive methods, full archival oversight, the whole 9 yards. I mean, when you think about it, this wasn't just a crime scene. It was like stepping into a sacred time capsule. And just in case you thought this was overkill, get this. There were actual irregularities found in some documents tied to Nosany investments. Forensic experts flagged them, and that's what really pushed the investigation into high gear. The feds believed that whoever was behind this fraud might have somehow gotten their hands on internal documents, maybe even signature samples, or personal info stashed away somewhere private, possibly even in Elvis's own old office. So the search wasn't just about poking around for the sake of curiosity. It was about finding how these people could have gotten access to information that was never meant to leave those walls. And let me tell you, that second floor, it's practically a museum that time forgot. Vernon Presley, Elvis's dad, shut it down after his son died and swore to keep it untouched out of respect. Priscilla kept that promise, Lisa Marie honored it, and now Riley was faced with this massive emotional dilemma, but she chose truth over nostalgia, legacy over secrecy. And honestly, don't you think Elvis himself, who hated being taken advantage of, would have wanted the same? They spent over 14 hours up there. 14. Carefully examining every nook and cranny with archivists by their side to make sure nothing got damaged. They were especially interested in things like weird architectural features, old filing cabinets, and any signs that maybe, just maybe, someone had found a way to sneak in and peek at confidential info. And that's not even the wildest part. Oh, and it gets crazier. The agents didn't stop at the house, they went through the outbuildings, the meditation garden where Elvis is buried, and even checked underground utility areas. Like, they left no inch of that property unchecked. And somewhere in all that digging, they found something. Something big. Something that shocked not just the investigators, but the entire Presley family. We still don't know all the details, but whatever it was, it made this already shocking investigation take a sharp left turn into unbelievable territory. I mean, can you imagine being Riley through all this? You're grieving your mom, protecting your grandfather's legacy, and now you've got federal agents crawling through what's essentially your family's most sacred ground. But she held it together. She stood tall. She did what needed to be done. And honestly, that kind of strength, it's what legends are made of. This wasn't just some regular investigation. This was history unfolding. It was about protecting a legacy, exposing a scam, and stepping into rooms that haven't seen the light of day since disco was still a thing. And to think, this all started with some shady paperwork. Who would have thought it would lead there? Everyone thought Graceland had no more secrets left, until the FBI stumbled on a mysterious tunnel right beneath Elvis's feet. But why? Did their faces go ghost white when they stepped inside? Could the king have been hiding more than just his gold records? Don't even think about clicking away. What's waiting at the end of this story will leave you speechless. What is the history of secret spaces at Graceland? Everyone knows Graceland as this big, iconic, touristy Elvis museum in Memphis, right? But here's the thing, no one really tells you unless you dig a little deeper or have connections with people like Lisa Marie herself. Graceland is full of secrets. No, really. Like actual secret rooms, hidden staircases, and passageways that were all created for one reason: to let Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, just breathe. I mean, think about it. How wild must it have been to be Elvis? The man couldn't even step outside without crowds forming, cameras flashing, fans screaming. So what do you do when you're one of the most famous people on earth and all you want is some peace and quiet? You build your own secret world right inside your home.